Good evening. Once again this year, Crossroads is involved in a project called Project Share. Food, love, and hope. In a nutshell, we are reaching out to 1,000 families right here in Lenawee County that have need, serious need. Those that are living below the poverty level, that when they go to the refrigerator or to their cabinets, can't find food. Things that you and I take for granted, that there's people right here in my neighborhood and yours that don't have the basic necessities. Last year we were able to feed 800 families during the holiday season. This year the Project Share team has set a goal of feeding 1,000 families right here in our community. We're partnering with Community Action Agency to let them do what they do best, which is to gather those names of those families that have the need. And we are going to be buying the food, packaging those boxes. To feed a family of 4 for a week is going to cost us about $45 per family. $45 per family times 1,000 families. We have a goal of $45,000 on the minimum that we need to gather to feed these families. How can you be involved? Well, a couple of ways. We've already had people, over 400 of you, sign up to volunteer your time on Saturday, December the 6th and Friday, December the 5th. The 5th we'll be packaging those boxes and unloading pallets of groceries and assembling those boxes for delivery on Saturday, December the 6th. But here's the bigger part. On November the 23rd, at the 8:30, 10 o'clock, and 11:30 experiences at Crossroads, we will be taking a special offering in addition to our normal weekend giving of tithes and offerings. Specifically, this extra gift will go towards feeding those 1,000 families. $45,000 at a minimum. You say, what if we gather in more than $45,000? Then what we're going to do is turn that money over to the Community Action Agency to help elderly and those in great need this winter keep their heat on. You see, there are many, many elderly right here in our community that have to make a decision every winter between buying needed prescriptions to keep them alive or keeping their heat on. We believe we can do something about it. We have shared for several weeks. If you have been like me and you look at people that are hungry, you look at the elderly that don't have the basic necessities and say, wow, how could a God that we say loves people, doesn't that God have a plan to meet those basic necessities? And the answer is yes, God does have a plan. His plan, you and I, the church, followers of Christ. And so join me, as well as hundreds and hundreds of others from Crossroads, on November 23rd. And let's give towards Project Share financially. And then be ready on the 5th and 6th of December as we brighten the day, the week of 1,000 families right here in Lenawee County. You know what? This is something practical we can all do. I hope your family as well as mine will talk, pray about what we will set aside specifically to meet some basic necessities, basic needs of those that live right here in this community. Whether it's giving up a meal out and setting that money aside, giving up a morning coffee that you're used to getting every morning on your way to work, selling some things, putting off some things, cutting back on Christmas gifts maybe. What would you and I be willing to do and to sacrifice so that others can have the basic necessities? I can't wait to see what God is going to do through us, because remember, we're His plan. Can't wait to see what happens on November 23rd as we bring our offerings for Project Share. You'll be getting envelopes. If you don't, you can call the office. You can do whatever you need to do. But I pray that you'll talk about it. Go to our website, ilovemychurch.org. Download the prep guide, the prayer guide for Project Share. Make it a discussion in your family. Get everyone involved talking about what they would be willing to do so that others can have the basic necessities. Have a great evening.